Hi everyone, my name is Veronica Howard. I am an Associate Professor of Psychology at the University of Alaska Anchorage. I'm recording this brief video today because I want to describe some of the work that I do at UAA and highlight some of the ways in which that work helps promote equity, diversity, inclusion, and access for our students. First and foremost, I'm the coordinator of our psychology department's behavior analysis programs. We have a concentration, a minor, and an occupational endorsement to help support folks who want to learn about behavior analysis or the way in which the environment supports and influences our behavior. Behavior analysis is a scientific, evidence-based approach to help support behavior change, to help maintain behavior change when it's made, and to help people make healthier choices. Some of the ways in which behavior analysis is used ranges from education, to justice, to healthcare, to supporting folks who experience significant mental illness. And we believe that the best education for Alaskans is in Alaska. Alaskans recognize and understand the unique challenges of our state, the clients that we serve, and the kinds of barriers that we're going to experience when we're providing those services. I'm very proud of the work that I do for behavior analysis in Alaska, but I'm especially proud of the work that I do at UAA, promoting student access and student success. I use open educational resources. OERs, or open educational resources, have been defined by UNESCO as resources in any medium that are free to access, that don't have barriers, and that are licensed in such a way that folks can use them, download them, edit them, change them, and disseminate them for use by others. These resources can be anything: videos and pamphlets and small tools and textbooks and whole courses. And they have a dramatic impact on student success. We know from the literature not only that all students perform better when their resources are open or free to access, but that those benefits are disproportionately seen in students who typically struggle in higher education, students who are underrepresented, first-time students, first-generation college students, part-time low-income students, and students from populations that are traditionally marginalized and minoritized. So we make a significant improvement in student success when course resources are free to access and available without barriers. OERs are fantastic for UAA because we see that students are struggling in Alaska. At UAA specifically, between a fifth and a quarter of our students are going to leave the university within their first year, and another fifth to a quarter are going to leave between years 1 and year 2. These are students who may have taken on financial burdens to attend the university, so now they leave not only with no degree, but with additional financial barriers. Of these students, we see that about a quarter of students say that they can't afford their course materials. It's a struggle for them to get access to the resources that they need to be successful in their classes. We also know that many students, over half, say that they have no long-term plan for how they're going to pay for their education. Quite literally, many of our students are living paycheck to paycheck and doing what they can to get by. A burden as little as $50, the cost of a textbook, $100, can keep students from being able to be successful in their courses. This is especially true in my field. So not only am I working to adopt open educational resources in behavior analysis, but I'm also supporting my students in creating resources in behavior analysis. I actually want to share with you a project that I've been doing with my students. And what I have on screen for you here is what I call the Open Behavior Project. I've been running this study for about 3 years, supporting students in the creation of resources that are openly licensed or at least free to access. The license is up to the student. But what I particularly love about this project is not only are students demonstrating their knowledge of the content. When we look at, for instance, student videos, we see that they're able to talk about the resources. They're able to talk about the content that they are learning in the course in a way that's user-friendly and approachable to everybody. But we also see that we get a very diverse group of students. We get diverse student voices, students from groups that historically may not go on to become authors. So not only are we reflecting diverse student voices, but we're demonstrating for students that anyone can become a content expert. Anyone can go on to create something that's particularly valuable to their community. In behavior analysis, this is especially important because I'm in a field that is predominantly dominated by older white men. This means that anyone can be a behavior analyst. Anyone can be an expert. And I love this project, and students also love this project. They say that they particularly enjoy the fact that they're doing a project that isn't just going to be graded and thrown away, that they appreciate that their work, their effort, is giving back to the community. I love the work that I do at UAA. I love being an instructor. I love inspiring students and teaching them to use their voice, not only in our field, but in our community, to improve the life of Alaskans. As an adopter and even a creator of open educational resources, I know that it's hard work, and faculty often are asked to make course transformations without support. It's a tough transition from commercial materials to open. Commercial materials are marketed. They have ancillary resources and support. Open educational resources don't have that, so it's already an uphill battle. I've been very successful working with my partner DRC Hutchings at the University Library, as well as with our partners at Academic Innovations and eLearning, in writing a grant to secure federal funding to help develop and support adoption of open resources to better support our students at UAA, specifically our Alaska Native students. Through this grant, we've been able to invite faculty to become fellows in a textbook transformation and textbook affordability fellowship program. So far in the last 2 years, we've supported 17 faculty in transitioning their courses from commercial to open resources. Those 17 faculty have saved students over $500,000, and we've just invited 12 more to join us. The great thing about making an open adoption is typically faculty stick with what they've adopted. So not only do you see the initial impact, the initial cost savings for students, but it yields returns semester after semester, year after year. And once you've introduced faculty to open, they tend to adopt it in many of their other courses. So it's an impact, it's an intervention that has wide sweeping effects. Unfortunately, COVID has made everything harder, not only for our students, but for our faculty as well. Students are struggling financially. They're struggling with time and they're struggling with balance. They may need things now that they didn't need before. They may have had to get internet to participate in their alternate delivery courses. They may be struggling to keep up because they're not only providing care, but when they are able to work, they're exposing themselves to risk, so everything is harder. Everything's more uncertain. Students are also struggling psychologically with separation, with isolation, with learning in a way that they've never had to before. And sometimes they don't know how to reach out and get help from faculty. When students come back, they're going to need support, and they're especially going to need financial relief. I think open can do that for them. But that transition from commercial to open is particularly hard. And we've seen from not only our own experiences, but also from the literature that during COVID and during that transition to online delivery, faculty took fewer chances. They were less likely to adopt open educational resources. They were more likely to revert back to what's comfortable, what's familiar, to adopt commercial materials, to adopt commercial homework systems to help support them and lighten the load. If we're going to support students, we have to support faculty. And so my partner DRC Hutchings and I are currently working to secure funding, to find sources of support to help faculty make that transition. So not only are the faculty supported in training and ongoing support and a community of adopters, but they're better able to support students as well. Faculty are stretched thin, but we truly believe that going open helps students. And at the end of the day, what helps students to succeed and to graduate and to earn a degree, it helps the university.